Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with Her Excellency Ambassador Soad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good afternoon, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon.
Well, Your Excellency Ambassador Shalaby, how do you see the importance of the official visit by the Mauritanian President Mohammed Ould Sheikh Al Ghazouani?
As you know, that the Egyptian-Mauritanian relations are long historical, cultural, social, and economic. Since a long time, Egypt and Mauritania have exchanged very strong relations, and there had been presidential visits before. And on a high level, there was the Minister of Defense, there was the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and now we are talking about the joint of high-level committee, which, of course, will put everything under focus because, as you know, in 2016, there had been 6 MOUs that were signed. And in April 2016, in different categories, in different sectors, mainly maritime and
Your Excellency Ambassador Shalaby, the timing of the visit by the Mauritanian President as he met with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and this is an official visit during which President Sisi have praised the relations with Mauritania and the cooperation between Cairo and Nouakchott, and they held a press conference. How did you follow this press conference?
Well, as I told you, it is a strategic visit because it is culminating over all the relations that has been happening before, and in this visit there is a focus on this security and regional security, and also to stop Sudan, the two parties in Sudan, and to call for an immediate ceasefire. So, as you know, Mauritania is a member of the North African countries, and it is very close to Egypt from the political and economic. And this visit is very important because it will stress on the role of Egypt and Mauritania in securing security.
Yes. Yes.
And there is also the talk about military cooperation between the two countries, and this is very important to exchange experiences and experts in the field of security and military cooperation.
Yes. So, Your Excellency Ambassador Shalaby, you've now mentioned the economic relation. Both leaders, President Sisi and President Al Ghazouani, agreed to cooperate in the field of economy, investment and trade fields, and to join a higher joint committee between the two countries in order to expand partnership between the two countries. Could you shed more light on this, please?
Yes, of course. Egypt exports to Mauritania lots of goods, fertilizers, dairy products, vegetables, fruits, and there is a tendency to cooperate in the field of maritime transport, in housing development, in petroleum and minerals, in the health sector, and of course in the education sector. There's a lot of cooperation, there's a history between Azhar University, between the universities, the Cairo University and other universities offering scholarships to Mauritanians in order to complete their studies and to get higher studies in Egypt. So it is very important that these scientific exchange and cultural exchange be promoted by these visits on the high level, the presidential visits, make all these mechanisms of support between Egypt and Mauritania easier.
Yes, also, Your Excellency Ambassador Shalaby, you've just mentioned the education cooperation between Egypt and Nouakchott or Mauritania, and we all know that there are a large number of Mauritanian students are studying in Al-Azhar and other universities also in Egypt.
Yes.
Yes.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs used to offer Mauritania through the Egyptian Fund for Technical Cooperation with Africa many scholarships and training courses in different fields, in agriculture, in the police academy, in health sector, and during COVID also medical assistance. So there had been a lot of focus on education and training in different fields. And this is Egypt's tendency towards stabilizing Africa and the security of Africa in the West African region, because as you know, there are lots of problems in the West African region, and there is help from Egypt to combat terrorism, and Egypt is offering its expertise and its expertise in the field of combating terrorism in the West African region.
Yes, Your Excellency Ambassador Shalaby, also both leaders have their talks have touched on the Palestinian cause and efforts to preserve the rights of the Palestinian people. Also, it touched on, or Libya have topped the agenda of the talks with agreeing also on the need to cease fire in Sudan. Let's start first with the same stance between Egypt and Mauritania concerning the Palestinian cause and the right of the Palestinians, of course.
Yes, so of course the support of the Mauritanian government and people to the Palestinian issue is very clear, and especially in the support for in the United Nations and in the Security Council, when Mauritania supports all the recommendations that ask for, I would request the Israelis to stop the abuse of the civilians, of the Palestinians in their home countries, and the difficult life that the Palestinians are living as there is a lot of discrimination between Palestinians in their own country.